Uh, do you know what I saw today at work while scanning packages?
What?
I saw a place on a package called Choppers, and I thought, that's very fitting. I'm not making that up either. I did really see. Well, welcome. Chopper got a little clinic around here. It's pretty sick.
Hey guys, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we've explained the whole bootleg Crypt Keeper thing and how I can't do the voice. Nobody can. Didn't we say like Steve Bloom can come close? I think. Was it him?
No, it was Scott White.
Scott White, that's who it was. In any case,
Scott White is the only other person I will accept as the Crypt Keeper.
besides John Kassir. It's such a unique voice. So when I started doing little impressions of him, I was just like, hey guys, Crypt Keeper, hey guys. Which started as a whole other thing that I'm not going to get into. It's completely unrelated to this. But when I do my Chills impression, number 15, and I do like him speaking normally, because he does speak normally, apparently it sounds like my bootleg Crypt Keeper voice where I go, hey everyone, welcome to the stream. And it's the same voice apparently. Well, it is. I mean, welcome to One Piece.
Welcome to part 2 of the Opla podcast.
Opla! Into the Grand Line. Do the rap, Aaron.
No.
Okay. Can you at least give me like a little yayo, or however they say it?
Yo.
That was good. They need to do that. They need to find a way to make a reference to that in the show.
They will.
Do you remember when we had Taz Scarlet with the little red lollipop?
Yeah, I do remember that.
It was real.
Hey, I know what's gonna happen. I know that the rap is gonna come back in some way. I mean, you saw the announcement that Erica Schroeder is Joy Boy.
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, I was fucking hyped. I'm like, oh my god, they're doing it.
Were you bouncing off the walls in joy, as it were?
I was like, let's go! That's what I want to see!
That's what we've been waiting for. Freaking SpongeBob meme. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about some more One Piece live action because season 2 is out and it's amazing.
Yes.
We have our thoughts, we have our opinions. I don't have any kind of notes or structure for this, so where the heck do you want to start?
I was going to make notes, but then I forgot, so
She forgot.
So I think I'll just bring up a list of episodes and we'll like go from there.
Okay. Well, while you do that, I will introduce the season, and as all good things do, we should start from the beginning.
Yes.
So
So as of the time of recording this, so season 2 just dropped like 2 weeks ago. Let's say like 2 weeks ago.
Something like that, yeah. I think it was before I got sick, because if you've been following on VidGames and over on Destination Mark, there was a small stretch of time where I was just really sick. And I think I recorded some of our reactions to the episodes, so a lot of our raw reactions, I think there's one, like the audio I'll throw in when we get to it, but for the most part, I'm not using them for anything. I just thought it'd be fun to like actually record our reactions so I can watch them back and stuff. That is a frame of reference that I'm not pulling up for some reason, but yeah, I think we should start with episode 1. The return of Buggy and Alvida.
Right. So episode 1, the beginning and the end.
Logtown.
Oh god. Yeah. Logtown.
Ocean Eyes or
was
something.
Good. your chiseled jawline, your ocean eyes. That was really funny. So, God, like, I mean, what an opening, honestly. I think that was a great opening to just like get right into the action, and to see Robin, or Miss All Sunday, just like the introduction to her powers was like it was so great.
Completely destroy ass, yeah. She's brutal in this one. Like, she's having dudes like stab themselves in the throat and shit.
Yeah, and shoot themselves in the face.
Yeah. And I gotta say, her theme is freaking awesome. I don't want to get into like...
Oh, it's so good.
I don't want to get into later shit too early, but if they get as far as we want them to and they get to Annie's lobby, you fucking know that shit's making an emotional orchestral reprise. You know it. Like, it's such a good theme. I feel like that's gonna like stay as her ongoing, recurring theme.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, I think they should probably, like, they might keep it, but then, like, change it up for, when she, later joins the Straw Hats.
Yeah,
spoilers,
for sure.
by the way. Like, this is for, this, like, we having watched the anime, like, this is, definitely not a spoiler-free thing, so,
for sure.
Yeah, so we're anime watchers. If you don't want to know any of this, then don't listen. But
we are currently in Wano, and there's still plenty to go. But we've seen at least 75% of the show, I'd say, up to where they are now. Like, there's still plenty to go. But we did this in the last one as well. Like, if you've gotten to like around where we are, if not like fully caught up, to wherever the anime currently happens or manga happens to be, as you're at any time listening to these podcasts, just definitely keep all that in mind. If you haven't been watching the anime or following the manga, whatever the case is, you're kind of just going with Opla as it goes, you might not want to listen to this because we will be talking a lot about like future arcs and sagas and whatnot and characters and things and all the kinds of connections we've made that this season has, the seeds that this season has sown for later stuff. We'll get into all that as we go along. But
yeah.
No, for sure, as you said, this episode was a very strong starter. It put a lot of people's minds at ease, thinking, well, wait a minute, season 1 ended without them going to Lowtown. That's part of East Blue. What? Huh? And no, they just moved it over. That was a smart idea, because it's like leaving what little familiarity you had from season 1 kind of, behind in this episode, because everything from episode 2 onward is just completely like bonkers and spectacle wherever you go and stuff.
Like season 2 really leans more into like the anime-esque like humor of it all, and like the crazy goings on that happen in the One Piece world. It's like it leans into that cartoony nature a lot more.
It's true, which again, even as far back as season 1, people didn't know if they were going to be able to pull that off, and they did, with whatever limitations for the time that they had. And again, just starting out, trying to see if this would even work. Now we're past that phase, because season 1 was such a freaking success, of course, that now with this one, it's more of, okay, how much further can we get much higher? Like, how much further can we go with adapting all this insane stuff to where it stays equally as silly as it is in, the anime and in the manga, but like, try again to have, since it's live action, something of a grounded edge that you just wouldn't get in either of the other two source materials.
Yeah, and like the cast has really like stepped into their roles like very well. Like they play them so well.
Yes.
And even we could see that from season 1, that they literally embodied these characters so much, but now that they have more experience with it, you could just like see it, and like the whole group dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, season 2 is definitely like the test. It's the second test, kind of like what I was just saying earlier, of like, well, now that we've got an establishment with season 1, especially because they introduce a hell of a lot more characters in this season. It's like, okay, how much kind of time do they get to shine, and like how's the cast? And yeah, no, it's all really good. I don't feel like anyone ever really overstayed their welcome that much. The ones who needed to be there and then kind of like fuck off, if they get defeated by Luffy in the game or whatever the case is. There are a couple things I'll get into a little later, but for right now, I think everyone played their part magnificently. They are very, very accurate to their characters. I feel for what little tweaks and changes you have to make to certain characters or whatever, again, the case is, I think overall it continues to be like an example of, oh yeah, perfect casting, perfect acting. Like they all did a great job, especially Robin.
Yeah.
Miss All Sunday.
Yeah, she's so good. She's really, really good. And she just she looks the part too. They all like look the part, but like, Lara Ababa's she is beautiful, so she really looks like Robin.
It's true. When her funny suit showed up, both of us were like, whoa.
Yeah, we were highly distracted, but we'll
we'll get there later. Yeah. But no, I'm trying to think. Even everything that needed to be CGI, because we hadn't seen a full CGI character in season 1. They could have easily have tried to get away with it with the Fishmen, but I feel like going practical and having actors there all done up and everything, it worked very well. It worked for those types of characters. Because you could have went the route of the CGI. I don't think they probably had the budget for the first season to do all of the Fishmen like that, but you could have made them more accurate. Yeah. And I think I talked about that last time as well. But having Chopper has to kind of be CGI, and even then they still get away with live action with him. And the giants are practical, and it's all about perspective and how they filmed everything and put them all together in the shot, and it's like it works. It's really cool to see like all the effects come together. There's even like a plant that's like an animatronic, so it's there, and it's like, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. But yeah, just like going back to the first episode, it's a very strong start. We get introduced to our new villains, Baroque Works.
Yes.
Smoker, Tashigi, some mysterious new characters that we won't find out about until later. We got Dragon, and freaking Sabo, that little cameo of Sabo, who freaking
that was awesome.
Freaked out.
Yeah, that was really cool. There were this will also factor into something about someone's backstory. You already know what I'm talking about, Aaron, but where I'm like, okay, how much of like all of these things that they're already hinting at way before, how much are they going to show or tell of these things that like don't get introduced for in the anime, like hundreds of episodes after Alabasta and all that, which again season 1 did. Even bringing in Garp and all that, like he barely was a factor in the early stuff, and he only becomes more relevant like post Enies Lobby. So like, to even have him there and be that prominent in season 1 was already pretty crazy. It was cool. It worked, I think, for the story. But it was interesting. And again, having other characters, we get Barto really early.
So that was crazy, but like also it makes so much sense because that means it's no longer a retcon. Like having Barto be there, it's no longer a retcon because remember, as he said, that's when he first saw Luffy. He was there in Logtown.
Did they establish this in the anime?
Yes, in the anime, that's where he said he first saw Luffy. He was there that whole time. Yeah, so it is no longer retcon, and because in live action, like he is there interacting with the Straw Hats.
Yeah. And Luffy inspires him, so now we know how he's going to end up becoming the insane fanboy he does later. So it sets him up. And I'll talk about setups and payoffs a little later too, like as we go along. But I'm not sure how much of a play-by-play we'll do with every episode, but I do definitely want us to hit up every single... It's something we kind of didn't do in the last one, and I do apologize because Aaron was super trying to set that up.
We were going to, but then we just kind of decided to talk about whatever.
Well, because we hit up like all the villains of all those episodes and all of the story beats of the episodes, but we didn't exactly go episode by episode, you know, talking about the... So we'll try and do that here, I guess. Just remind me to get me back on track if I deviate a little too much. But yeah, there was so many things I caught too when our, first blind watch through. Like the opera singer is singing Nami's song from the end of the last season. What's it called? Like, what's the name of the song?
I think it's called My Sails Are Set.
Yes. So that was really cool, and just little tiny things like that I really liked. They're kind of leaning in with the whole Tashigi thing. So I don't know how much of that is intentional. Please give me her name because my mind's throwing it out. My mind's throwing out her name. It's right there.
Kuina?
Thank you. I was like, Kureha. That's wrong. That's super totally wrong. What is the correct name? It's close, but it's not that obviously. I'm forgetting the actual name. Thank you. They leaned in a little kind of into that, and I don't think the anime ever even made a little bit of an attempt, but it didn't dwell on that for too long, and that's still an unanswered question if that's even her or not.
It's not.
Is it actually not?
It's actually not. Like, that's long been established that it's not.
Has it actually been? Okay, because I felt like they were really trying to, like, kind of make that a thing again, but I guess I was reading too much into it. I mean, for God's sake, she tells him he's dropping his elbow just like her. Like, I'm not sure if it's just supposed to be a mere reference or what. I feel like they were playing with it, but is that just me?
I mean, unless Oda decides, like, actually, yes, it was her all along, and he decides to do that. So he might, but...
So down D stairs, that's actually canon? That's the canon fate?
Pretty sure it's actually canon.
That's so stupid. I'm sorry. I don't mean to question Lord Oda's work, but like that's a little weird. I don't. That's so like unsatisfying. And you don't see it, do you? You don't see anything?
Well, so I'm pretty sure I don't. I've heard that in the manga, like you actually do, like see.
Is there one panel?
Not like her body, but like
her falling.
Them. Yeah, like them, like, carrying the casket or something.
Oh.
Like, you see more.
Interesting. I don't know. They did it more often than I remembered them doing it in the anime, so I don't know. That could just be me looking too much into it. Because even my mom and my brother, because we did our first... The first time we watched was together, so everything was blind for us. Those are the reactions I recorded, except for the final 2 episodes. But then I watched the whole season again with my mom and brother. We binged that whole thing in one freaking day. We made a whole family day of just ordering food, chilling out, and watching it. And even they were like, huh? Like, is that supposed to be her? And we were not supposed to know. I'm like, you know what? To this day, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not. I am almost certain that it is not her. Like, we've gotten so many signs that it is not. So
okay, I haven't caught up on my Tashigi lore, so I still don't have
even in the anime, like I think they might play with it a little bit more in live action, if I recall correct, because I can't remember the episode. I can't remember Logtown episodes very well from the anime, but like I do remember something like, she asks why Zoro didn't kill her, and then he's like, you remind me of someone. Like, that's the way it went down in the anime. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. I could just be reading too much into it, and I'm not caught up on the Tashigi lore, so... Alvida, her actress dropped a lot of weight for this reprisal, which was cool to see.
For this one small part, like,
It's
she
true.
really doesn't get a whole lot to do.
Oh, speaking of people that don't get a whole lot to do, why don't you talk about your funny boy returning?
Oh, poor Kabaji.
It's Kabudgy.
You're right. The live action version is Kabudgy.
Kabudgy. If anything,
he's
gets less
He's there
screen
looking
time.
all cool, and he's like, it's time for our rematch, Zoro, and then, like, he just gets taken out. Like,
Not 12.
Come on, Kabaji.
Not 12 seconds later after he says that, time for our rematch, he gets taken out immediately. Let's say I think it's less screen time than in season 1.
I think it might be, yeah.
Because we saw him standing there confidently next to Buggy, and you were like, "Oh, Kabaji!" I'm like, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's time for some redemption." And then nope, he got taken out real quick.
Yeah, they really didn't want to do that. I was like, well, I mean, is it too much to hope for just like a little bit more of Kabaji? Well, yeah, it is. It is. They're not going to do anything with him. They don't care.
Oh my god. Beyond some of those early plants there, like Sabo and Barto and all them, I think the Logton episode pretty much goes the way that little arc does. If I remember right. Luffy's like, "I'm dead," and then he gets blown up, and then Dragon comes in.
Yeah. They also made Smoker's power look really scary too.
Yeah, it's really cool, but it's also very the fact that he can just fill your lungs with smoke is fucking. So basically, he's just suffocating you. Is scary.
Yeah.
So how would you rather die? Being forced by Robin to like slice your own throat, or being suffocated by Smoker? It's like Jesus.
I know, right?
Shit's brutal.
So basically, it's established that Smoker could do the same thing that Caesar can.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes
Except Caesar just like takes away her oxygen.
It makes me wonder all the more how they're gonna do Caesar. Like, are they gonna make him all CGI? Or I'm pretty sure he's gonna be played by a dude. And then
I don't even think that. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be played by a dude. I don't even know if they're gonna get that far. Honestly,
I want them to. I really want them to. Apparently, they've come out and said that Oda has a kind of benchmark for them to hit in live action, and I don't even remember if they said what that was.
No, they didn't say what it was, but
they all kind of know.
Plan.
Yeah. Which scares me because I would love to see as much adapted as possible, but of course we have to consider time and age of all these people. So, they're not going to stay as young and as current as they are for, forever. But I would love to see as much of the series, adapted over as possible. It would be super sick. Because there are so many crazy characters I want to see, like, adapted over. Like, how the hell are they going to do it? How the fuck are they going to do Moria? I'm still on that from the last podcast, but, like, how are they going to do them?
Yeah.
Because they have to at least get to Thriller Bark because of Brooke. Like, I want to see some payoffs.
Yeah,
I want to see some things.
Now. They have to now because they showed Brooke.
Yes.
They showed Brooke in the flashback, which brings us to the next episode, Good Whale Hunting.
With Laboon. They made him so cute. I didn't know if they would.
Oh my god. Laboon, it was so sad.
Laboon. Again, goes down a lot of the same kind of beats. I'm trying to think, is there anything particular about that episode that I have to say, really?
We get a Dodon name drop, which is funny.
It's true, we do. Again, the little tiny details. Oh, of course, how could I forget? Again, talking about setups and payoffs. They did bring back the whole Binks Brew thing. It was really cool. Luffy going like, "Oh yeah, I know that song." And I'm like, well, yeah, because it was playing in the fucking, when he was a kid in the flashback in season 1.
Yeah.
That was something specific I mentioned in the last podcast. I was like, I hope they pay that off. And they did. And I was like, oh, fuck, they just set it up so when he meets Brooke, that they can further that connection, and that's going to bring them together immediately.
Yeah, and it was such a it's such a great idea to have him sing to Laboon.
Yeah. I forget how Luffy got into Laboon's good graces in the original.
He fights him.
He just straight up fights him?
Yeah, he fights him.
Because, I mean, he tries that here in live action, and it doesn't really work. He punches him in the eye. Yeah, and then he
does
tries...
that in the anime, but he just keeps going.
He keeps going.
Here, it makes much more sense for, to be like, okay, that's not working. Let me try to sing the song that you know well.
Yeah. Yeah, establishing all these connections, having the time to be able to piece all that together, one piece all that together, if you will. It's what we talked about in the last one, where we were saying like all these little tiny things they drop in that they didn't have to, that weren't established that early on in the anime. If they can remember that they planted those small seeds in these earlier seasons, then however far they do get, they can start paying them off. And like, we're already seeing it in season 2 with little things like that. That shouldn't really matter to a lot of people, I guess. But for someone like me who loves little details and things like that, musical cues or what have you, like that shit like rocks. Like, I love when they establish connections like that. And it's a testament to how One Piece itself in the anime, like, it is this entire fucking story that spans all these years and all these sagas and arcs and what have you. And they do have their own payoffs in, the anime and stuff as well, but then here, it being so much tougher because you're kind of limiting yourself with what the actors can do and what you can accomplish in CGI, and then everything else, and how they have to adapt things over, and then again shorten plot points and like condense storylines and stuff, and like how much still gets across and how much is kind of lost in translation. And again with this season, not much is lost in translation. Would you agree?
I guess.
Do you have a counterpoint?
Well, actually, I was thinking of something completely different that I wanted to bring up.
Oh, go ahead. What would you like to bring up?
Can we talk about the fact that Crocus says he's 71, and in the flashback, which is 50 years ago, he still looks like an old man?
I think you meant to say 71,000.
I was like, I didn't think about that, like, when we were watching, but then I remembered. I was like, wait a minute. Brooks said he's been alone for 50 years. That was 50 years ago. Why the hell does Crocus, like, look like he was... And then I saw somebody else online saying, he was born an old man.
Oh, God. Benjamin Button. That's really funny. I didn't even catch that. Speaking of little details. Yeah, I mean, Laboon being left alone and everything is still sad as hell. I've seen a lot of people online in their reactions get emotional over Laboon's story. So it's like, again, how I said in, basically, without sounding like a broken record and keep saying, oh, like I said before, basically, in season 2, blanket statement, in season 2, it's the exact same as season 1, where everything that they tell in these stories, again, going back to the condensing and what have you, the adapting over, all of the main core elements from these different arcs within the Alabasta saga, a lot of them are kept intact. And so all of these backstories, Chopper's backstory, everything else that you get from the anime and everything, and those emotional, moments, they're still here. So
yeah,
they still nailed it the same way they did in season 1.
Yeah, I'd say that too. There's little things here and there that people talk about that's like, it has to do with the way certain characters act, or I guess, yeah, the way that they acted in the anime compared to how they are here. And one of those things is, like, Luffy, like, what did somebody say? They said that they don't like the fact that Luffy listens to people's stories.
Oh,
because,
I see what they mean.
You know, everyone, you know, likes to go back to the fact that, oh, he didn't even want to listen to, you know, Nami's backstory. He just wanted to, like, you know, kick Arlong's ass. And I get that. But at the same time, you know, it is a different version of Luffy.
Yeah.
'Cause, and, like, I mean, I guess we'll get to this later, but there's a part in, like, the last two episodes, or the last episode or so, like, where he finds the, you know, the flag in the box, and people are saying, like, oh, like, you know, anime Luffy would be like, what the hell is this doing in a box? Like, and he would be, like, screaming and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, but this is an anime Luffy, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say that
it's like, you have to make them feel like, kind of like,
a little more human,
cartoonish, well, in the same way, like, keeping, like, at the same time keeping them, like, grounded in reality because they're human.
Yeah.
So I think they have to strike that balance, and they do that really well.
Yeah, like, anime is gonna do anime things. Luffy exists in the anime to be over the top and to have these very, like, interesting, very blunt honest reactions to things and responses to things. He does not listen to backstories. He doesn't need much of a reason to help somebody out. You know, as long as they are in need, he will help them. Everything else doesn't necessarily matter to him. And not to say that he's careless or doesn't, not to say he doesn't care. It's that that's not the reason he needs. If they need him, he will be there. And that still exists, and that's still prominent in live action Luffy. It's just, yeah, they recontextualize him a little bit to be a little more human, a little more humanizing. To the reason why he would even listen is so he can kind of understand, even if that isn't the reason he needs, but given a little more context, I don't know, like, I had an example to go with this. It's also him, like, kind of adapting in a way to certain things, because it's something that Mr. 3 teases him with in live action, being the one who does just kind of go in and rush in and just start, you know, beating things up. He doesn't think things through too much. This is a lesson he learned in season 1 with Kuro, like, being able to, like, not talk, not take action, just listen and wait, right? Like, there's this kind of, like, duality of how he does normally go out and just kick ass, but then there's times where that won't always work. That's reflected in the anime and here too. Like, Luffy isn't just some, like, OP dude. Like, he kind of is, but until bigger threats and things come to get in his way, then he has to figure out how to kind of get around things. For example, when they're trying to get into Drum Island, right? And, like,
right. Actually, that was a part that I really liked that I was going to bring up. Like, well, first we should mention that in episode 2 here, we're introduced to Miss Wednesday and
yes.
Mr. 9.
Yes.
And, of course, Miss Wednesday is Vivi.
Vivi.
And, she's so good. Oh,
she
man,
is.
I love her version of Vivi.
I love her accent.
Yes.
While we were watching, and this happens a little later, but I'll touch on it now. When she flips and we find out, you know, like, who she is and everything, or we're starting to anyway, because it all happens so, like, in the middle of danger, right? And when she stops putting up that Baroque Works front, which was all a facade, and like, Vivi comes out, something, I don't know what I still don't know what it is. I don't know if it's her hair, if it's her just face, and she softens her expressions. To me, it's her face. It looking into her eyes and hearing her talk, like, when she's, what'd you say, was it Miss Wednesday?
Yeah.
Versus when she's herself and she's Vivi, like, I mean, there's, of course, the acting of, I'm this big bad bitch, I'm going to take you down. Then there's, like, her and, like, my kingdom's in danger, I have to get back. There's obviously that, but no, there's something about, there's like a twang, there's like a little change when that happens. And there's times I think when actors are doing characters who like are supposed to be evil and then they turn good, and then it kind of turns out, well, they were never really bad to begin with. But when they play the bad part, you can obviously kind of tell that they're trying to be bad. No, you could tell if you don't know that character at all. You have no idea who she is and that she's going to turn, because that's not who she really is. And when she does turn, you kind of forget that she was even acting quote-unquote bad. And I'm like, that's so good. Like, the way she did that was amazing. There's like a physical part to it besides speaking softer or speaking nicer or whatever. There's like something about her physically that kind of changes, and I think it's her face. I don't know. I think she softens her expressions.
I mean, it is probably her, like, you know, her facial expressions, but honestly, a lot of it is the hair, because if you look at the anime and you see, like, you know, Miss Wednesday compared to Vivi, like, the way that her hair is styled as Miss Wednesday, where it's like it's all pulled back, and like, you know, it's just like there's no hair falling in her face, like there's no like bangs of any kind. It's like all pulled back, and like her features are very sharp. It makes her whole face like stand out, and her expressions, like, she seems like very, like, you know, mean. And then later when she has you know, she, you know, ties up her hair, and then she has the bits falling in her face like that, it makes her expression seem like, her features seem softer.
Okay. Yeah, it's all very good stuff. What more? Oh, can we talk about the theme that I said I was going to play the audio for? So we'll talk about it first, and then I'll do a quick little break so you can hear the our raw reaction. But we also got the someone on the team clearly watched Monster House for one joke. It was the girl whale joke.
Yeah. So that was so funny. It, like, because the thing is, I knew it was coming.
You can tell.
Yeah, because, like, so for anyone who's watched Monster House, you know the joke where it just goes like, you know, that must be the uvula, and then, you know, he goes like, so it's a girl house. Yeah. And, you know, that's one of the iconic jokes from the movie. And there's this part, so they're inside Laboon, and Zoro says, I'll just, you know, poke that, like, punching bag looking thing. And Nami looks at him and goes, you mean the uvula?
And he has this long pause.
And then he looks up, and he pauses for, like way longer than he should. He pauses for way longer than he should. And, like, and meanwhile, the moment after Nami said that, just like the uvula, and then we're like, so it's a girl whale, and we said that the literal moment after, and then I look at Zoro, like, making this, like, face as he's pausing, and I'm thinking, he's gonna say it, isn't he? He's gonna say it. And then the second after, so it's a girl whale, and then we fucking lost it.
We lost it. Here's the audio.
The uvula?
So it's a girl whale.
So it's a girl whale.
Oh my god!
Then you will be.
Oh my god! Peek! Peek! This is peak!
Somebody watch Monster House.
Somebody watch Monster House. This is peak.
It's so funny. It's really, really funny. Yeah, I half predicted another thing, like, immediately after, when all the action's already done, and Zoro comes back up and he's like, did I miss something? And, like, right before he said that, I go, what did I miss? So I was like, okay, apparently I wrote Zoro in this episode. Yeah, because I was the first one to go, so it's a girl whale. Because just, yeah, off the way Nami goes, the uvula, I'm like, oh, this is set up for me being me and just referencing something funny because it sounds like it. So I referenced Monster House. And then freaking immediately after, so it's a girl whale. And I was like, oh my god. Somebody watched Monster House. That's the only, it's the same joke. It's literally the same joke. Someone had to have watched it. Someone liked that joke so much they put it in freaking One Piece.
I mean, that's like that's some like Veilguard shit where they literally stole Scar's speech word for word.
Yeah. Did that really happen?
Yes, it really happened.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I could show you. I could show you the comparison. It is word for word.
That's insane. We get funny, badly painted Jolly Roger on Laboon's face. We got that back, which is fun to see in live action.
Yeah.
God, is there anything else? I'm trying to think for this episode that stuck out or anything. I mean, we obviously get the reveal that Crocus was rolling with Roger once upon a time. We get that little cute reveal.
Yeah, and like Laugh Tale, like
oh yeah,
name drop already.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did they name drop it that soon? I think I read up on
because they didn't know what it was called yet. In fact, at that time, it wasn't like, I don't even know if they had the name for it yet. Like, let alone the like later when they did drop it, they actually said Raftel. They said Raftel because they didn't know it was called Laugh Tale. They didn't know the official pronunciation for it yet.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, again, they're dropping a lot of stuff really early on. Like, I think here more so than in the previous season. But it's cool, again, like, in knowing that a lot of these things are happening now. Just, again, it's going to be cool to see the payoffs later. There was a joke I missed on our first watch when Usopp was like, hey, if you need more room, try living inside Laboon. And I forgot that's how they met Crocus in the anime.
Yeah, it's just like, this makes so much more sense though, because this is fucking weird. Like, why would it be just how do you set up a lighthouse inside a fucking
Yeah, I wonder if those little details, like, die-hard One Piece fans are, like, upset with. Because, again, moving Crocus and all of that outside, it just makes more sense. I mean, it's silly in the anime, of course. It's supposed to be wacky and weird. And at the very least, they reference it in a joke. But, like, I feel it works a little better here with the way they did it.
Yeah. I'm sending you to the images of Vivi to show you exactly what I mean. Like, you could see.
I do see. You are absolutely correct.
Yes.
Should I throw these up in the podcast as well?
Yes, you could probably do that.
Okay, if you want to watch very briefly, here are the images side by side. This is anime Vivi. The duality of woman.
The duality of I'm telling you, it's the hair. Like, you got.
It's clearly the hair here.
Your hair pulled back in like a tight ponytail like that. Like, it's, it makes you appear more like,
business,
sharp and like mean and business. Yeah.
No,
like a mean business.
So I obviously understand that here because, of course, that's a very obvious difference. I mean, I believe they did the same thing to her hair in live action, but I'm also just...
They did.
That's not what struck me at first. Whenever she speaks, you're looking at her face, watching her talk, and so, like, there was something about... I think she makes her eyes a bit wider or something to appear a little more, innocent, or... that's probably the wrong word, but, like, I don't know.
That's kind of what's happening here, though. Also.
Okay.
Because you can see the eyes go kind of like...
She's going to counter every point I have. She's going to counter every point I have. Let's talk about episode 3.
So, episode 3, Whiskey
Mihawk.
Business. So this is the one, where Zoro sees visions of Mihawk.
His lover.
He's seeing visions. And, so yeah, this is obviously the one with Zoro's iconic fight. His bar fight at Whiskey Peak.
Yes. A lot of funny, silly things happen in this one.
Great scene. It took apparently it took a long time to film that.
I mean, I would imagine it's him versus 100 dudes.
Yeah.
I like the I'm watching it back. I like the part where when they first show up and everyone looks at them all mean and everything, and then that one dude, she's like, "Oh yeah, how's it going?" Starts waving at them.
Yeah, he's like,
It's really funny.
yeah. So here is where we get introduced to Igaram.
Yes, he still does his singing. He gets flagged for sexual content.
Yeah.
He's great on the saxophone, is what I'm getting at. Yeah, like the inside of like the little bar is really cool because it has all these little layers to it and stuff. And they establish by people walking along the bridges and things up top that like Zoro's going to utilize that in the fight.
Yeah.
If there's anything that they do supremely well in live action, it's the choreography for the fights because they utilize as much of the environment as possible. And if anything, it looks like this has been a long-standing thing since season 1. It seems like they take a more Eastern approach to how they choreograph fights and shoot them as well, because very rarely do they tend to cut from the action or like cut to the action from like a bunch of different angles at once. Because that's more of a Western thing to do. Like, we do that a lot.
Yeah.
Fights look cool in our movies, but then you come back as an editor or something, and you fucking start looking at that, and you're like, oh, so they cut like 5 different times here, so that way they could save on like whatever, and then the fight's actually not that long. The worst of it, there's one small example. It's not even like a fight scene. It's just in, I believe it was Captain America Civil War, they're chasing Black Panther, or Black Panther is chasing them, or some shit like that. And one character, I think it's Winter Soldier or somebody else, jumps over a building, like little like side of a building onto like another part of the roof just below or whatever. And there are like 5 cuts to that one jump. It's insane. It's unnecessary. Why did you do that? Yeah. Versus here, for example, where like when they're doing these cool fight scenes, they don't cut away a whole lot. For the most part, like they try to show as much as possible until it's time to move on to the next shot or whatever. And so you get to see a lot. There's no shaky cam, no fucking like 15 cuts a second. Like, no, they try to show you as much before cutting away to the next thing, and it's really cool. Also, Taz showing off. If Taz Skylar wasn't already cool enough, they had to make him more cool in this one, because he gets to show off his.
Not only is Sanji like the greatest cook ever, but he's also a mixologist.
Yeah, his bartending skills know no bounds. I think it's really funny. And seeing everyone like have a fun time is really cool because it reflects how it goes down in the anime. There's a lot they did cut from this one. Like, I was really wanting to see, like, Luffy just be fucking huge from eating for no reason and then go drunkenly fight Zoro. They cut that out entirely.
I forgot that was a thing.
That's the only thing I really remember from the OG Whiskey Peak. It's really
the only
funny.
thing that I remember from it was, like, Zoro fighting a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, somehow, I don't remember how exactly it goes down in the anime, but I thought it was cool here. And then,
yeah, I like Mr. 9 rolling his R's a lot.
It's true. It says Ro no, I can't do it. When he says Zoro's name.
Ro Noa Zoro.
There you go. There it is. Do you like when Luffy's eating that giant, disgusting looking pie? I'm so sorry, I don't like pie. He throws his napkin at the fucking camera.
Oh yeah, he throws it at the camera. It's weird.
It's little funny things like that. Did Vivi do her little hypnotic thing in the anime? Because I don't remember that shit at all.
I'm pretty sure she did.
I do not remember how that goes. But I saw it here and I said, damn.
Like, I've seen a screenshot of it. But I don't remember her doing it.
Okay. yeah, I brought up our reaction, so I'm kind of like skimming through so I can remember how certain things go down. Oh, before we also get into more details and things, I do want to say real quick from a general perspective. Half, okay, not half is a little bit of a weird measurement for this. Some of this one thing they kind of fixed that we wanted to see from, last season. There were two things that we talked about, actual genuine quote-unquote critiques. And I still say quote-unquote because, again, they didn't bother us that much, but it was still, like, kind of glaring. One thing I feel they kind of fixed. Other partially fixed. The thing I feel they fixed a little bit more in this season is there are a ton more action sequences and things that happen during the day.
Yeah.
Things in the anime that actually did happen while it was daytime do pretty much happen here. Then it goes like into night or something. Like again with Whiskey Peak, they kind of get there in like the evening or whatever, and then it kind of becomes night and a bunch of shit happens. So that happens the same way too in the anime. A lot more things happen during the day this time around. The other thing, well, when it comes to Buggy, he loves the word shit.
Oh God.
Our reaction to that was really freaking funny because we were wondering like how many times are they going to drop the shit word in this season, because they dropped it quite a lot in the last one. Well, Buggy got the worst of it again, I see.
I know, that's just his thing.
He was still funny for his one episode, but like still, yeah, I was like, every other word or every other insult has to be like shit-tastic or shit for brains. What did he say? Like dick bag or something at one point?
He said dick bag. He's like, miss me dick bag or something like that.
You were like, oh my God, Buggy.
I know. I just imagine, like, I just keep expecting him to say fuck face.
Fuck. I know. How is he not the one that drops the fuck? He loves flipping off a lot too, because he does it like twice. And there's one blink and you miss it gesture he does with just his hand in season 1, and then here, that's how he reintroduces himself to everybody, to Luffy and to the audience. He flips everyone off. That's how he greets us. And we'll talk about someone else who says shit a couple times that you told me, and I was like, oh, that's a little weird. So we'll get there later.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that episode. Oh, actually, no. A couple of other things. Igaram and Mr. Nine are dead.
Yeah. With how many times afterward that they keep mentioning Igaram's dead, he's dead, and my friend died for the cause, and he's dead. There's a part of me that is like, watch him somehow come back in season 3. I don't know how, but there was someone else with that they killed off too, and then in the same episode, it turns out, no, they were alive. So, like, that's what makes me go, like, I don't know. Was Igaram, like, a super duper fan favorite at all?
Well, I don't know, because, okay, so what I heard, and because I don't remember how this went down in the anime, like, I guess from what I heard, bringing him back, like, he was actually supposed to die here in the anime, but, like, they brought him back as, like, some, dumb little pussying out on, killing your characters thing, just like with Pell. And I guess he was supposed to die here in the anime, but he didn't. So I don't know.
Let me see. I think that's kind of all I have to say about a lot of these Baroque works guys. Again, seeing their like abilities and stuff is really cool. Keeping them faithful. Mr. 5, they kept him very faithful, which
yeah.
A lot of people were like, what the fuck? I'm like, welcome to One Piece. We're finally getting there. We're getting to all the weirdo characters with their weirdo outfits and their weirdo powers. Like, it was season 1 was tame. The fishmen looked really weird in the anime because they're supposed to, but like even then, that's tame compared to like everything we get from here onward. Like, Alabasta is the start. Like, this whole saga is the start of, like, okay, that was all the setup, all the East Blue, Season 1 of live action, that's all the setup. Here's where, like, this shit gets weird. And I love it. And it's still quite tame for what it's worth from everyone we see here in this season. It's still quite tame.
Yeah, it's just getting weirder and weirder, though.
Yeah. Well, episode 3 ends, and episode 4 opens with some more good old Robina.
Yeah.
Rabini.
Actually, and then the beginning of episode 4 is where we get my personal favorite Robin line in the season. Don't point those things at me. It's dangerous.
Yeah. She grabs Luffy's hat and she puts it atop her own hat, so she wears double hats. I love it. I like her accent.
I like an accent. Where you from?
Where you from? This is
that's some cool stuff. Then
it's a little garden.
Little garden.
Little teeny tiny
Big
garden.
Trouble in Little Garden.
Yes. Did they really do that in season 1 as well? Because for some reason I'm not remembering. Like, I remember a few. Was every episode title a movie reference?
No.
Not everyone, because there was at least
they didn't do that. They didn't do that in season 1.
Yeah, Nami's was the girl with the sawfish tattoo. That's a play on.
No, I meant they didn't do it with every episode in season 1.
Okay, yeah. Because they do here. I think every single one this time around is a movie reference. It reminded me of freaking Crash of the Titans. Like, every episode title in that game was some kind of weird pun or parody of, like, some movie. It's like 3 in a row that are Wizard of Oz references. But, I like this episode because, again, it gives us a lot of visual effects to chew on. Very much chewing the scenery, as it were. We have Plant. We have animatronic Plant. We have the Giants. We have Brogy and Dory. They have their laughs. I love it.
We have big dinos.
Big dinos.
Dinosaurs.
Big
They literally have that moment.
Yeah, and Luffy's like, I want to ride one, and then he does.
And then he brings Vivi up there, and everyone in the entire world. Okay, so I gotta talk about this. This is the funniest shit. So that one scene, you know what scene I'm talking about, when they're on the dinosaur and Vivi's telling Luffy about, like, you know, Alabasta and stuff like that. So that one scene alone has just spawned, like, a crazy amount of Luffy and Vivi shippers.
Well, as you know, Aaron, like we said before, when you stare longingly into each other's eyes.
Exactly.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, he looks at her, and then she's just like, "Oh, sorry, I just need to get home." And that, like, but I guess the way that he's looking at her makes people think, like, are they having a moment? And I'm like, no.
No. Well, a friendly moment, sure, but I don't know if anything beyond that.
But I guess, I mean, maybe I just see it that way because I know, like, the type that Luffy is.
Luffy believes in platonic love. Luffy does not believe in sex. He doesn't know what that is. He's a baby. Leave him alone.
He doesn't know what that is. Sex, yes.
Sex, yes.
he has
even
no
when
idea what
Boa
that is.
straight up way later is like, fuck me here and now. He's like, I'm gonna, like, eat, actually.
Yeah.
Like,
she is like the
straight
she is
horny
the
for him.
biggest simp.
Yeah.
She is the biggest simp that's not Barto. And he's just like, yeah, okay, cool.
I want to see them fight to the death for Luffy's honor. He would not let that happen. He didn't even want a whole fleet to bow down to him, but we're not ready for that conversation yet. That's way later.
No.
That's way later. The
But,
Straw
like,
Hat Fleet.
It's really funny how many people think that they, that there's something romantic going on between them.
That is pretty funny.
Alone. And I, like, and the thing is,
Well, with her arms wrapped around him as well.
I understand it. Yeah, I could sort of understand it because I think of all the characters that Luffy has interacted with, I mean, probably, besides Nami, probably, Vivi is the only one that, like, I could actually, you know, see him, like, being romantic with maybe in that way. Like, not including Hancock because she's such a simp. I mean, like, I personally love that pairing myself, but, like, you know, but honestly, I think Luffy and Vivi, it does make some amount of sense, especially considering, probably, so, I don't know if you've seen the episode of Alabasta poster.
I don't believe so.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know if you've seen this image, but this, like, if, like, if people, you know, people seeing this, like, you would probably think, yeah, maybe that's, like, that could be seen as semi-romantic a little bit.
Again, here's another visual for you guys. Because yeah, that feels very like if they were the only two characters of their own show, that is exactly how they would be, like, grasping onto each other.
Yeah, because, like, this seems very is very movie postery, like, you know, we got the main guy and, like, you know, just who happens to be the main girl of this particular arc.
Yeah. I mean, obviously let people do what they want to do, but I do think it's really funny that's all it took, was just them to look at each other like that for them to be like, oh yes, okay, and this is now a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really funny.
So there is that. We get introduced to Mr. 3 and Miss Golden Week, who both are terrifying.
They're insane. Do you like her dolls? My mom definitely did.
I do not. That was scary as hell.
She hates those types of dolls. She doesn't like dolls like of that sort, especially when they go into creepy territory.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But having the emotions was really cool, because I forget if that's exactly the way they were changed and so drastically in. They were probably put up a little bit more in the anime, but the way they were handled here was really cool, because I forget how much time we get with them acting and feeling different. It's really funny because in almost a sarcastic like type of a way, they answered my thing I had with Zoro and Nami of being like, hey, let's have them show a bit more range in doing funny things or being a little more emotive, or I guess in Nami's case, lack thereof. And Zoro's just giggling his head off, and it's really funny. And then Nami's just like, I don't know what's happening right now. Like, she was very aloof, if you will, which led to a lot of funny moments. Watching her in the background just be weird and not have a care in the world. It's really funny. Of course, Luffy, God bless his soul, he's trying to fight it, and she's making him go through all kinds of shit. She makes him depressed as hell, then he gets angry, and then she takes all of his emotion away with the black paint. Betrayal Black.
Betrayal Black, and then tells him to walk into the ocean.
Yeah. I love how everyone, my mom included when we were watching, they're like, well, when he goes in and the fucking paint comes off, like, he could just come out, right? Like, no, he's submerged in the seawater. He's going to drown.
No, he's now in the sea. He can't swim.
So that was really funny. But, and then, of course, Usopp comes through. The paints land on her, and then she fucking goes insane.
Yeah, her eyes are flashing all the colors. This is this whole arc right here, like, this is Usopp's arc.
Yes, very much so. Again, we have a lot of setup because they go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's done so well. Like, you know, like, Jacob is so great as Usopp,
Yes.
and the character gets a chance to finally shine. Unlike in season 1, where like he barely did anything in his own arc.
I wonder if they caught wind of that, like if that got some criticisms from people who love Usopp and love Syrup Village. I wonder if they got a little bit of critiques from that and said, okay, we definitely have to like tie him in with the Giants into everything else. Because like I was gonna say earlier, like yeah, it's a lot of setup. They name drop Elbaf, and they kind of set up how inspired Usopp gets by the Giants, and which I think they do in the original as well. I just can't remember it very well, but it definitely pays off in future arcs. Was it Enies Lobby or was it something different? Was it a different arc where he teams up with the Giants again and they mention Little Garden? I'm forgetting where it was.
Yeah, it's Enies Lobby, because that's where he sees the other Giants.
Okay. Because they make that connection there, and now they've just set it up again to where they can do it again. And especially because Elbaf, well, at the time of this recording, that's where the manga and the anime currently are, it literally ties into, hey, that's where we stand at this moment with everything in the story currently. So for them to, in this show, this early on, which I, again, think they did also in the original. So maybe I'm thinking they're doing things very cleverly, and it just turns out they're just following the source material. I forget how much of the most recent or just way later shit they set up so early on. But in keeping true to that for the live action show, like it's gonna pay off like crazy in later seasons and stuff. Also, Brogy dies, sort of.
Sort of.
Temporarily.
I thought he died. Actually, I was like, "What the fuck? They're not killing him."
You got scared. You were like, "No, you can't just kill Brogy." Like, what the?
You can't just kill Brogy. Like, too many people. God, people are dying left and right. They're dropping like flies.
This season has a body count. Yeah, it was super cool to see how they pulled them off. And the fact that they're actually there, and it's super cool. I really like this episode for how they pulled it all off. And it leads into the next episode as well.
Yes. Leads into the next one, where they're on the big wax cake.
Where I was saying, wouldn't it be really funny if, when they're all shackled up at the beginning, that Zoro just put all his weight into the shackles and lifted himself up, and then just started going wee, and like spinning himself around. That would have been really funny. I mean, not to actually see him do that, because that would be stupid, but just in my mind's eye, I could see him doing that shit, and it was funny. Yes, the wax cake. Really cool to see how they did that. Zoro's gonna fucking cut his own legs off.
Yeah, that was gross. It's funny that Mr. 3 thought the same thing. He was like, "That's disgusting. Stop it."
Oh, it was funny too to see who my mom recognized. A lot of people. We talked about how we already mentioned it in the previous podcast, but Jamie Lee Curtis was supposed to be Kureha, and then they recast her. That was going to be the only like real name I knew. Like how there's like, you know, we talked about casting and everything and them embodying the characters because we don't know them from much else. Not to say that they're no names, it's just I don't watch enough shows that have these actors and actresses in them. So I don't know them from anything besides this. And the fact that they're in costume and they're there and, you know, they're these characters and they so embody those characters, I'm only seeing them as those characters, which you want in an adaptation. But it was funny in hindsight, with my mom watching and everything, to see her recognize a lot of these guys from other Netflix shows and stuff.
Right.
Also, Crocodile, this is really, really far in, but like, he was Flash in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man?
Weird.
I was like, what the hell? I did not know that. That's sick. Oh, and freaking Okay, well, we're getting way too ahead. Okay, sorry. Episode 5.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
So the bit with the unluckies is it's kind of fun.
I thought it was
where
funny.
Sanji drops the F-bomb.
Yeah.
But I feel like they might have like gone down a little too quickly, maybe, like especially Miss Friday.
Oh yeah, she gets axed off like immediately.
Yeah, Sanji just breaks her neck.
How long did that fight even go for in the original? I don't remember.
Don't remember.
What was also the song that was playing during the little
So I was correct.
music.
That's the second opening.
Okay, I figured it was gonna be like a reference to an opening or an ending or something. That's pretty funny. Was that the one that was playing around Alabasta's time? Is that the Alabasta like kind of intro?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah, see, I knew it had to be referencing something, because I figured that would be a good time to put some kind of a musical reference in. I just didn't know what it was. I don't know I don't know, I think in general, besides the anime that I've seen a lot, like Soul Eater or like Death Note, I don't know other anime openings or endings as well as you do, because you have a tendency to be able to you have a lock on remembering that stuff and singing along with them and everything, which I love hearing you do, but I think it's so great that you're able to memorize that stuff way better than me.
Yeah, sometimes I just remember the melody of it, but I knew that that sounded familiar, so I was pretty sure that was the second opening.
Yeah, these 2 episodes back to back are definitely Usopp's time to shine, because that's when he learns more about bravery and not necessarily having fear is okay, but still acting despite being afraid is kind of what makes you courageous and all. That's basically what Brogy teaches him, and he puts into motion by taking on some of the dudes. It's really cool to see. Zoro does his cool, epic, iconic pose atop the cake.
Yeah, and then he has his flame swords
that were not actually lit on fire, which apparently people got upset about, ?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, they're probably not gonna light the actual swords on fire. That seems like a safety hazard.
Yeah. Plus, what if they have to get multiple takes? You have to continually light the swords on fire and put them all at risk. This is also where
he's like, yes, let me hold this one sword in my mouth. Now light it on fire.
Yeah. Surely nothing will befall me by doing this.
Very good idea. But yeah, Usopp going up against Miss Valentine was really... God, she was really scary too. They made her power really scary. She just I'm surprised Usopp didn't die right then. He,
I know.
Punched him in the face with 20 pounds of force.
Yeah, that was a crazy scene. It was so funny because my mom was like, why doesn't he just get out of the way? I'm like, well, I see your logic, but obviously she would stop if he did that, because then she'd be able to catch on more easily that he's baiting her into cracking apart the wax, because it hardens into it's as hard as steel when it fully hardens. So she would catch on very quickly what he was doing, and he's using himself in the back of his head and all the force to crack it, and he's taking the blows, and he's being the hero. You have to make little sacrifices like that sometimes.
Yeah, I really appreciate Miss Valentine using her powers the right way, or at least the optimal way.
Oh yeah, putting it all into her fist.
Yeah, putting it into her her foot or her fist, instead of just floating up and then coming down.
Yeah, dropping down.
That's all she ever did in the anime.
For a while too, when she's first introduced, they keep that up, but yeah, they have her do more. She's stomping on people and stuff and all that. This is where I was saying Mr. 3 like really tests Luffy with all the little wax copies of himself, and he just kind of taunts him, being like, I know your type. You're one to like just kind of rush in recklessly and just start beating things up. I was really hoping. It takes a while before Luffy can kind of get the better of him, but I was hoping within that moment that Luffy would kind of again take that direct lesson from Kuro, like, and kind of like focus more. Also, he does this like thing when he tries to punch a bunch of them at once, where it just kind of ding 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 like pinballs off of a bunch of them, and I'm like, isn't that Snake Man? I thought he couldn't do that yet. Like,
yeah.
How does he know to do that? Is that a reference? Am I looking too much into it, or is it just him being cool and using his stretchy? The one thing I like about real quick about Luffy in this season is how much more they utilize his stretchy capabilities, because it's more than just him outstretching his arms. He does plenty of that, of course, here, but like Smoker uses his stretchiness against him in episode 1. He like literally slingshots him into the ground. There's him like, taking things up to the giants, or again pulling Vivi along with him on top the dinosaur. So like, it's things that he does in the anime that I don't think we really got to see him do in season 1. So again, him utilizing the stretchiness a little bit more. We see he kind of has a limit, because when he's trying to hit Laboon, the very, very first time, he stretches out like all the way out, and he isn't even close to reaching him. So there is a limit for right now that he has, it seems. But it's cool to see just how much you can stretch and all of that.
Yes.
And then Brogy's alive, and all is well.
And then Brogy's alive, and then they kill the giant big fish in the sea.
the big fish. And it was very cool. It was super badass.
They blow its asshole out.
They do, and it's terrifying for everyone involved. Yeah, it's super cool to see, like, all these crazy moments that happen, because every time I imagine someone who's never seen this and maybe watched season 1 and they're coming into here and they see all these ridiculous moments that happen, and they're like, did that happen in the anime? Like, yeah, it did. Shit was crazy.
Yeah.
But oh no, Nami's like sick and all that.
Yeah, and then it turns out Nami's sick, and then she faints. And then we come to episode 6, Nami Dearest. Dear spelled D-E-E-R.
We immediately get fucking jump scared by super sexy Robin.
Yeah. So this is when, we got a scene between her and Wapol, whom I hate, by the way.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, and like,
right the hell out of nowhere.
She's got this outfit on, this, it's latex.
It's this cool, all black, like this fucking coat with like this giant belt, and she has like these boots and like these fucking like leggings. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, she has like fishnet leggings.
So both of us, to put that into perspective with how much this outfit in particular just caught us just so off guard wildly, we weren't even paying attention to the conversation they were having.
We were not paying attention to what was happening, or like what they were even saying. And then later, I think I asked a question. I was like, so how did Wapol get a run out of Drum Kingdom? It's like they literally explained that in that scene, and we just weren't paying attention.
We were both oogling Robin. Oh, it was so funny. Again, she does a good job looking like the character. You gotta have the appeal there. Oh, there's plenty of appeal in this season. We've got fucking shirtless Zoro later. We have Nami out the fuck out of nowhere, just in a bikini or something. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, jeez.
But yeah, Rabin looking very good. Wapol looks cool. I do like the way because I was wondering, like, okay, they did, Morgan's metal jaw pretty well. in season 1, but how the fuck are they going to do an entire ass metallic mouth for him? And like, there's moments where it does look a little fake, but I'm not sure if that's supposed to be intentional, because obviously in the anime, that's his whole ass mouth. That's just what it looks like. But here, like, there's moments you can kind of see his real mouth underneath when he's like, when the metal mouth opens up really wide. And there's times where the lip flaps don't really sync up with how many times, like, with his syllables. So I'm wondering if, like, it's supposed to be an in-universe thing, that's how his metallic mouth works, or, like, if that's just how they had to pull it off, like, production-wise. So I'm not sure if it's a production thing or an actual in-universe thing that it kind of, like, doesn't fully open and shut the way it's kind of supposed to. But,
yeah.
when it gets all big in CGI and then it looks like just a straight-up metallic mouth, it's disgusting. What the hell were his, like, cohorts' names?
I don't remember. I think the guy, the green guy with the arrows, I think his name is Chess.
Okay.
But I don't remember the other guy.
Because it took me a while, but I was like, oh, I do remember these guys. And I was like, oh, they kind of, again, like, got them looking pretty accurate for as much as they could. I mean, yeah, he looks ridiculous as hell, but, like, they nailed it. And because he has, like, squiggly lips in the anime, they kind of, like, had to recontextualize that and just, like, paint his mouth, so they painted it squiggly, so it's still kind of there.
Yeah.
Again, just
so
kind of working with.
That you could throw up for the Robin thing.
Yeah. This was the exact one. I was like, Jesus. So God, she was looking fine, but yeah. All I remembered from this scene initially was he got a devil fruit. That's all I remembered for a while there. Yeah. In these, like, last couple episodes, can we? I think now, this was kind of a constant throughout the season, because we didn't get too much of it in season 1. But can we talk about how they're recontextualizing Sanji's, like, lust, as it were? Because it's not exactly lust this time around. He's obviously not perverted, but, like, which I'm surprised no one's actually, trying to bring up as a complaint or whatever, but, like, they're really trying not to make them a couple or, like, a thing, but, like, clearly he obviously had the hots for her when he first saw her, but, like, he genuinely cares about her.
Yeah, and I think there's, like, I think that goes into the whole thing, because, like, they decided to do a little more backstory with Sanji.
Oh, we're gonna just talk about that right now?
I want to talk about something else, but, like,
okay.
I mean, that, what you're saying about Sanji right now kind of goes into that. It connects.
Yes.
To what I want to talk about. So, yeah, they're really making Sanji seem more human, I guess. Not like just a horny anime character, and then that he really cares about Nami. And that's something that I really like. Yeah.
Were you gonna get to that moment right now, or are we gonna touch on it in a little bit?
Well, I mean, I guess I could talk about it. The thing is, so people who watch anime know that, like, Sanji's backstory does definitely not end at what we saw in the, flashback of Baratie. Like, it doesn't end there. He has, like, way more of a backstory, which we don't get to until Whole Cake. But without getting into that whole thing and saying too much there, they decided to give us part of that story by having him talk about his mom and why he loves to cook, and like every meal he makes for her, because you know, she died when he was very young, and he loved cooking for her while she was sick. But God, and like, geez, that got me that got me more than Chopper, honestly.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Me too.
Yeah, it was. I didn't expect them to go there, but like when he started talking about that, I was like, oh my God, and then it was just, you know, it was a great moment. But like, I think, you know, when he's, you know, he's sitting next to Nami and he's telling her that, and it's just seeing Nami be sick and like, you know, cooking for her and stuff, like it just probably hit very close to home for him.
Yeah.
And you know, it probably reminded him of that so much, and like, so he really does care.
Not just that too, but the reason why, I mean, not only because it's obviously a very sad story, and a sad thing that happened to him, which would make, you know, Nami cry as well hearing this, but I think too they connect on a whole different level because they both lost their mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's something that doesn't really get touched on in the anime that emotionally or that closely, but again, bridging the gaps here and finding and taking opportunities to bring the characters together just a little bit more through doing things like that is like super fucking sick. And yeah, it was like the first of some of the bigger emotional moments in this season. I obviously can relate, you know, having lost my grandpa to being really sick when I was little, so obviously I was crying to that. But two, I had a really weird reaction when he first started to go into it that you questioned. The only reason why I had a weird reaction, because I was like, what are we doing right now, is because it's a couple little things.
You thought they were gonna go into the whole thing.
No, that's not true. What I thought they were going to do, because of already seeing how they're introducing, you know, Sabo and Broke really early, it's just small, very quick elements. I didn't know if they were going to do quick, tiny flashbacks, not an entire flashback.
Oh, you thought they were going to show something.
I thought they were going to be showing some of it. I'm glad they didn't, because I would rather have that. Again, I mean, I don't know if they're going to get that far. I would hope they could, but like, save it for when we need to see it, like actually see it. But two, because I didn't want them to start like referencing more than just his mom. I made a joke after I started sniffling. I'm like, hey, that's sad and everything. What about your dad? like,
yeah.
We don't need to get there yet. We don't need to talk about that yet. I'm just like, oh, don't show the fuck ass family and all that shit. But yeah. So like, not giving too much away. I didn't think they were going to go through the entire backstory, of course. But like, even just with what little they gave, again, an element that doesn't happen until way the fuck later. So, but how we just talked about it, yeah, bridging the gaps and bringing these characters closer together, and again showing a balanced side of Sanji, or interpretation, I should say, of Sanji. Because, yeah, he's not perved up, and he's not, you know, 100% fucking Nami and, like, fucking hearts in the eyes this time around in this adaptation. No. Like, he has his times where he, you know, wants to, he cares for them and loves them in that way. But, like, he even has a reaction to Robin. He's like, you know, oh, we were visited by a beautiful stranger, which is really funny. But,
yeah. So
he will obviously... What they kept of that side of him is that whenever he sees a pretty girl, he will fucking fall in love with them. But he doesn't get all insane about and over the top about it. And not to say that anime being over the top equals bad, no. But like, I mean, it's debatable with Sanji. I guess people, you know, have had their opinions on how we talked about it. I think in the previous one there was a fucking moment where in the anime where there's an actual plot point where he nosebleeds, but he nosebleeds too much and he's actively losing blood. Like,
exactly.
So they don't go that ridiculous here, obviously, but like in the way that they did it, it was really sweet. But yeah. Hey, tell me how much you hate Wapple.
Yeah, so Wobble sucks. Like, not only is he just kind of like really whiny and annoying, but and I didn't really like him much from the anime either. I don't really remember him much from the anime, but he never really stood out to me that much.
Yeah.
But like here they just like made him really obnoxious, and like he has his funny moments here and there, but that flashback, like the flashback, you know, in Alabasta and stuff, with the young Vivi, and then he's just like, out of my way, and he just fucking slaps her. And, like, you slapped a child, dude. Like, I was like, you asshole, and I just got so mad.
She audibly gasped like really loud when that happened. Yeah, from what I remember of him in the anime, he was very like loud and obnoxious and annoying, and that's pretty much, you know, kept true here. It was cool to see the Reverie again, super early on. So they set that up really early. We got to see Mexican Man and USA Man
and Dracula
and Dracula, which was pretty funny. But yeah, that happened, and you were just like, you gasped, and we kept watching, and there was like 4 seconds of silence after that from you, and then you just go, I hate him. I hate Wapple. I hate Wapple. I want him to die.
I hate Wapple. I want him dead. Like,
but it was cool again.
And there is nothing he can do to like redeem himself in any way.
Not even if he grows up.
And he actually can't. With that character, there is absolutely nothing he can do.
Not even if he grows a mustache and gets a hot wife and starts a swank business or whatever.
Nope. I don't even care. Like, if you mess with, you know, especially if you mess with one of my favorite characters, any villain who messes with, like, you know, a favorite of mine or stuff, like, you're, like, I don't know. It's hard for me to forgive you.
Like, are you thinking of someone specific there? Are you thinking of,
No.
Yeah. Thinking of someone who, was kicking your girl down?
No, I'm not thinking of anybody.
Toying with her and messing with her and shit, and his daddy was there in the flashback and spawned on.
No. And I hate him too. And the moment he did that shit to Robin, I wanted to see him dead.
Yeah, and then
he can do nothing to redeem that, and I don't like him at all.
And then we did see him dead, and then he still wasn't dead.
And then he still wasn't dead. He's too durable, and I hate that.
He's too durable. But I'll let you guys in on a little secret that she doesn't want you to know. She thinks he's funny.
I literally just said that Wapple could have his funny moments. Like, there was one part in the last episode, he's just like, what the hell is he doing? And it was really funny when he's talking about Luffy and he's stretching.
Yeah. But Spondum has a special place in your heart because you like his voice and you think he can be really funny sometimes.
I do not think any of that, and I want him dead.
It's called denial. Also, he has Funkfried.
Yeah.
I love little sweet baby Funkfried.
And I didn't, in any way, think that sometimes he sounds attractive. Cut that part out. Cut that part out. I didn't say it.
We're not cutting that part out. It's out there for everyone to hear. No, again, I have to continue to give props to all the child actors they get to do the young versions of these characters because she nailed it. You know, being able to reply back to him after the slap with like this kind of like what would be the word? Like, well, I mean, she's nice about it, but like this kind of like royalty, I guess.
She took it like a champ.
Yeah. Only to cry later, and it's like, no, she was in pain.
I know.
Cobra looks cool.
Yeah.
I like his
Did a good job on
beard.
that.
I want to do my beard like his. I could
Don't
too.
do that.
I could. It doesn't even look that weird. It doesn't look weird at all, actually.
Look at don't do it.
I'll do my hair like his. I'll grow my hair out like his.
Oh.
She doesn't want me to have long hair. But yeah, no, this part was really cool because, you know, them trying to get in so they can get Nami some help, and, you know, everyone's trying to keep, you know, unwanted peeps out. And Luffy, startlingly, Luffy's like, "You assholes," and is about to, like, lay into, like, everyone who's, like, taking cover. And Vivi's like,
Yeah.
"Bro, that's not the way to go about this."
Yeah, that was one of my favorite moments. Is just like, you know, he's ready to fight everyone to like get in there because like, hey, we need a doctor for Nami like right now, and you know he's ready to fight them, and then Vivi's like, "What the fuck you doing?" She's like,
That's how she said it too.
she's like, "You are the captain. Think."
That's what she actually said. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he apologizes and he bows with her, and it's really cool. Again, it's him learning to not just go all gung ho all the time. So it's cool to see that. Also, Dalton looks so fucking good with his Kazuya Mishima hair.
Yeah.
He looks just like him. I'm like, oh my god. Like, every time I looked at him, I'm like, I'm seeing Dalton. Like, that is, you can't mistake that for anyone else. And like, how accurate they got him. Like, it's really cool.
Dalton. Yeah.
Also, let me see. I think there were a couple weirdo. Yeah, there were some weirdo Baroque Works people in this one. There was like Slash, as I called him, or otherwise known as Weird Al, Mr. 11.
Oh yeah, Mr. 11. We had Mr. 11, Miss Thursday that you know.
Yes.
Tashigi and Smoker took down.
That was
like. That was pretty cool. That was a good moment for Tashigi because like after you know she kind of got her ass handed to her with Zoro, like she at least gets a win on this guy. So
yeah, it's true. And Miss Thursday, right? She like was only ever mentioned but never shown in anything, right? This is the first time she's actually like being adapted into motion.
Yeah, so like I think she's just a character that like Oda, you know, like kind of made up, and then I was looking her up. What is it? Miss Thursday. She was the and like I guess she never had an official design. And so they're just like, what does she look like? And he like drew it up, and you could see a picture of her.
You said baseball.
Yeah. So I guess she is the sister of Mr. 4? Is it 4?
Who was 4?
Big guy with Miss Merry Christmas.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, apparently she's his sister.
I was gonna say too. Speaking of references and things to Baroque Works characters, we're probably not even gonna see. Usopp tells that story as like a bullshit thing he's making up to Brogy, and I immediately caught it because he's like, "Oh, I once brandished a 5-ton hammer and took out a mole woman." And I'm like, "Oh, okay," or a mole monster. I'm like, "Oh, yep. I guess we're not doing that in live action this time," because that was that was a funky ass.
But like, what I mean, what
scene for him.
The thing is, like, it's possible they could just completely cut it out. But like, what made you think him telling that story would like make it not happen?
I don't know. Something about it was just coded with, this is a reference. In the same way that he does the joke to Crocus about, why don't you just live inside Laboon? Like, that's what happens. That's how they meet him in the anime. So to put it there as a mere reference, for those like, you know, if you know, you know, this I felt was very much in line with that.
Okay.
I mean, you're right too, though.
Because when he was telling Kaya the story about the big goldfish monster, like, I mean, we technically got that.
I mean, technically, well, I also made the joke about, I was like, quick, Usopp, step on its shit, or whatever. Like, I made that joke, but, I mean, he tells the same story in the anime as well. I don't know. I was saying, though, like, you could be right, too, though. They could probably still adapt it over. I mean, I made a joke that I can't fully, quote word for word, but I was like, well, she had, him, who was, let's just say, let's cut it short, mental. So,
He's fucking mental.
so you can't probably do that. I mean, he was a weird one. He was an interesting little character there. So they probably couldn't adapt him fully like that in this day and age. But they could probably just change him. They could make him cool, I guess, or whatever. But I don't know. That read to me like it was just supposed to be a reference, and I just took it immediately to mean, oh, I guess we're not doing that in this adaptation.
Yeah, I guess.
Or again, it could be a setup, and they could have a payoff. Maybe he made up that, he pulled that out of his ass, and then he actually has to fight them, and he's like, that was just a joke. Like,
Oh, no!
like, they could do a payoff thing right there with that, but, yeah, I took it to just be like a reference. I guess we'll have to wait and see in Season 3. But, speaking of things they kept... Luffy fucking climbing up the side of the mountain. Jesus.
Yeah.
And Sanji following suit, which I'm not sure he did that in the anime. Did he?
I don't remember.
I don't think he did. I think Luffy went in alone with Nami. They cut the little rabbit monster things out, though. There's one reference to a stuffed head on a wall. A mounted head. To the little creatures. They're not in this at all.
Yeah, they're not in that.
It was cool having a moment with Usopp and Vivi. Yeah, how you're saying, Usopp does get just a lot of fucking time to just do some cool things and have like slow moments with characters in this season. Because him even being able to like pep talk her is like really cool. About just kind of having that courage, even though you don't know what the kind of status of your kingdom is, but not being afraid of like these threats and everything, and how he just learned all the things that he did with the giants and all that. It's just really cool to have him like have heart to hearts with other characters. He didn't get a whole lot of that in the first season.
Yeah, did. And then I guess we should get to the biggest thing, the most important thing of the entire season, which is Chopper.
Little Tony Choplet. He's real and he's here. And my mom fucking immediately fell in love with him.
Well, yeah, he looks like there's a little, he looks like a little plushie. I guess that was the direction that Oda wanted. He told Netflix, he was just like, because they wanted to make him look more realistic, and he's like, no, we need to make it look like a plushie.
No, he has to be marketable. Yeah, no, I mean, how the fuck, how did they think that was gonna go? Thank God there was no, like, deliberating on that on some Sonic movie shit, where it's like, this is the direction we want to go, and it looks fucking foul. And they had, like, everyone had a lobby for them to change that shit. Like, no, they got Chopper right the first time around. He looks great. My mom took one look at him and went, oh, and then she turned to me and goes, I want one. I want him.
I want one. I want one Chopper.
Give me a Chopper. I want a Chopper. Yeah, again, they nailed him. And, Kureha as well. Not Jamie Lee Curtis. Mm-hmm. But instead, who was this again?
Katie Sagal.
Who my mom recognized. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. She's Leela in Futurama.
I did not know that. But, yeah, everything from the look to the laugh and everything, again, she nails it as well. I think that's a broken record thing. I think, like, going forward, if we ever, in some other kind of a podcast series, talk about Opla again in the future, I think we're going to end up having to, like, just more so mention when someone doesn't quite adapt over well, in our opinions, because everyone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're gonna keep saying, and then they introduce so and so who looks and pretty much talks and acts and laughs and sounds exactly the way their original counterpart
And
does.
then they're perfect, and then they're also perfect, and
But it's just so cool because, again, these are crazy, weird-looking anime characters, and again, I have to remember shit like the fucking Death Note movie or like Dragon Ball Evolution and how badly they fucked those up, and to see them look as close as possible to the characters here in Opla, it's like so fucking refreshing to be like, oh my god, I recognize them, like they look just like they do in the source material. That's awesome. But yeah,
we were talking about Robin's theme. Dr. Kureha's theme is really good.
yes, it's so sick. She is a badass if you did not know.
Yeah. Yeah, when she walked in and then like that music started playing, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, like the minute
Let's
the
go.
music starts, it's like, oh shit. Let's see her.
Here we go.
Yeah. And then in episode 7, we get oh boy, do we get kicked in the nuts
And
over
then
and
we
over.
get Chopper's backstory, which holy crap. That made me emotional. I mean, again, it was like they really hit us with the, emotional moments one right after the other, because like we get we get the Chopper backstory, and then we get the Sanji thing
Yes.
with him talking about his mom. So I was just like, oh my god, you can't do this to me.
Yeah. Also, Hero Luck, I didn't realize too, the actor, again, I haven't seen this dude in anything besides the thing I'm about to say, but like, it's funny me not recognizing a bunch of actors from either just things I have not seen them in at all, or things I have seen them in, just not in a very long time. This dude was a professor in The Big Bang Theory, and I was like, what? No shit. Like, I didn't. Once I saw him in the face, because when we were watching this, blind for our first watch through, I'm like, yeah, he, like, from the face, like, he has a unique facial structure. And I'm like, he has a very specific type of a face. And I'm like, I don't know if I've actually seen him around anywhere. And he didn't really strike me as familiar. I just thought, I was looking at his, crazy hair and his, outfit, his voice, and like, he really, really nails Hero Luck. And then because again, every character that popped up, my mom was like, I am to be that guy. Who was that? And so for him, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know that was him. That's so cool. Dr. Gablehauser from The Big Bang Theory. But he does a hell of a job, He's also almost fully naked.
Yeah, they couldn't they couldn't do that. That's the way it was supposed to be, but then they're like, no, let's probably not do that.
Don't flash the small child. He cannot see such atrocities.
Such atrocities, even though he can say shit 4 times.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That was something I said in the season 1 podcast. It was a joke. I was like, if Chopper says the word shit, I'm gonna freak out. And I did, because you already knew these 2 episodes. I had to go to bed for like work or whatever, so Miharu was able to stay up, or like the next morning she watched the other 2 episodes by herself. And then rewatched them with me. So my reactions were still blind, but she already knew what to expect. And she goes, yeah, there's something happens here that, you said you didn't know if it was going to happen, but it ended up happening. And I was like,
yeah, I told him 3 things. 3 things happened. Like, one thing we joked about that actually ended up happening. One thing that should have happened that I was really disappointed about. And then another thing that I didn't think they were going to do, but they did.
Yes. Explain some of those things in more detail.
The thing that we joked about was Chopper saying shit.
And then he did.
And he did 4 times. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
I was like, Chopper!
It's like, dude, Chopper, come on.
You're a sweet baby boy. You can't be saying those words.
It was crazy.
The first one was funny, though. The first one was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, because if that was the only time he said it, that would have been funny.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but then he proceeded to say it 3 more times, and I'm like, all right, that's, you're taking lessons from Buggy now, I guess. But yeah, that, and, the other things were in the last episode, at the very, very end, we get the reveal of Mr. Zero of Crocodile.
Good old Crocodilian.
And when they do the wanted posters, so my thing was like, oh yeah, like Croc, he's gonna stick his hook through the wanted poster, because there was so much interaction with the wanted posters in season 1, and that's one of the things that I loved about it. But no, it just kind of like, you know, you see his wanted poster and then it just kind of like goes up in flames, and I was just like, that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, you were like, damn it.
I was really disappointed. I'm like, there was an opportunity there. Have him stick his hook through it. Have some interaction with it.
Well, I said some...
like there were just like transitions.
Yeah, I said some weird shit too, like, oh, what if Robin, for hers, like, used her arms to tear him apart or whatever, and yeah, that didn't happen, obviously. But
yeah, and that didn't happen either. It was more like transition things instead of them actually interacting with it, which I was kind of disappointed about. But yeah, for his, and the weird thing is, like, what's with the flames? It could have like dissolved into sand or something. Like, Croc doesn't have anything to do with fire.
Yeah, like a little teaser to his ability, which they kind of showed when he like sucked the life out of the flower while talking with Sanji, but like you don't even know what he's doing to it, which is supposed to like play up the mystique of what he can do. But yeah, no, you do make a good mention of that, because when you told me that, how they don't really have much interaction with the wanted posters this time around, that's definitely true. What they interact with more are the Baroque Works little business cards.
Yeah, so now they have, they still do wanted posters this season, but a new thing that they do is they introduce each Baroque Works member with these little cards, and the characters do interact with those a little bit more.
Yeah, so I wonder if it was like a budget thing or something. Not too sure.
Yeah, it must have been. But then the last thing, and I was like, I gasped. I did not know they were going to do this.
I did say this in the first one.
Because it was such a reveal. I didn't realize they were going to. I mean, with what, everything else that they've been talking about, like the laugh tail drop and all that stuff, like, I guess it's not surprising. But at the very end of the season, they drop Miss All Sunday's real name, Nico Robin, and when Croc says that, it shows her wanted poster, and yes, the wanted poster is of her as a child.
Yes.
And that, of course, is a big, that's a very big reveal that goes into her backstory and why, why it's like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, they just dropped her real name.
It was really, really cool. It properly sets up, her role and everything for Alabasta. So season 3 is going to have a lot more Robin, and I am so fucking for it. Robin's whole thing is so funny, because I believe I might have touched a bit on it in the previous podcast, but when we first started this entire journey through One Piece and everything, starting with the anime, and Miharu was like, showing me the ropes and everything, being like, these are these characters, these are how you pronounce their names. I kept saying Usopp for a while there. I'm stupid. And she goes, okay, so Robin here, like, I think you're gonna like her later because, this and this and her backstory and all that. So, like, and then at first, because I think what you were banking on that I would like about her was kind of the cowgirl look, her very, very first look. And I'm like,
I don't know. I don't think I was being. I think I I figured you would like her because, like, you know, she's the hot one with the tragic backstory.
Well, because
I didn't think you were gonna like the cowgirl look as much as I did.
Well, the thing is, funny enough, I mean, this is gonna sound weird, so I don't mean it negatively, but I don't, because she has other outfits and things I like way, way more. But like,
well, I know you prefer goth and like.
Okay, well, hold on.
And, like,
whoa, hold on.
stuff.
You can't just be calling me out on shit. Hold on, wait. I'm not done. Holy fuck. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll wait to call you out.
I like Spawn them lover. You think he's attractive?
I do not love him. I do not think he's attractive. I think that sometimes his voice can get in, you know, can have that sound where it's.
I know what sound. I know exactly what you're talking about. Anyway, I think Robin as Miss All Sunday is a very good villain. I liked her as a villain in the anime, and I definitely like the way they handle her here. So, like, it's super cool. And it makes it's going to make it all the more interesting when we see what she goes through and all of that, you know, way later. Again, I think they could make it to, you know, Water 7 and Annie's Lobby. I would really hope they do. So we can really, truly dive into, you know, Robin's character. And the thing, too, it's not just tragic backstory. Like I keep saying, that's not that's a weirdly recurring element in the female characters that I like. I don't seek that out.
I don't seek it out, but it happens. And that's why I knew.
What I like more so about her outright is the mystique surrounding her. I like mysterious girls, and that's super cool sometimes, where like you can really have fun with that. And with her, like, it is a slow fucking burn, but when it finally gets there and you find out like how she's hopping around stuff and this and that, I'm not going to get into it too much in case people may not know for some reason listening to this. Yeah, that's what officially got me on board. Because once you were, you know, really drumming up hype for me to see that stuff, and then we got there, I had this fucking whole, like, I already appreciated her, but then I had like a whole new appreciation for her, like, after all that stuff. So now I'm just happy to see when she's happy, like in the anime and stuff, and like when she gets to be like cute and quirky and weird and stuff, like, I love that. And so, yeah, very, very quickly after, she became, like, one of my all-time, if not my all-time favorite Straw Hat. Like, so to see, again, how they kind of reintroduce her in live action for a new generation, and for those who never got to watch or don't want to watch the anime for how long it is, like, to see them now get introduced to this version of Robin, it's going to be so sick to, like, get to see how they go through the journey. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Also fishnets.
I'm telling you, that's what you like.
But thanks, Aaron. I love that your first reaction, because I said, "Hey, Aaron," like right when we saw her outfit, your first immediate reaction was to go, "No, I'm not wearing that for you." Why did you think that?
Because you always do that. You're just like, why can't you wear the thing?
I don't believe I have.
You do that sometimes.
With, like, simple things like the cute, like, long goth gloves that you already like wearing.
Yeah, but then you're also like, why can't you have, like,
hair over your eye or whatever?
Or something.
Well, that's small. Anyway, hair over the eye. Chopper says the word shit. And it's really funny.
And it's really funny.
He cries a lot, which is very...
He cries? Can we get much higher?
Yeah, he gets much higher by the end. It's very on brand.
Zoro lifts him up and he is much higher?
He literally gets much higher, yeah. While still wailing his eyes out. He gets fucked up when he goes into, like, what, the Valley of Death or whatever to get the mushroom.
Yeah.
I like, there's certain things too that this season does that they didn't really do in season 1, where the silly over the top, like, when characters get real fucked up and they're missing teeth and they're bandaged up and everything. Like, they do that in this season, and they didn't really do that in the last one. So Mr. Five has like the little, patch bandage thing on his cheek, and like Chopper's like completely fucked up, bleeding from the nose from like both nostrils, and he's like all messed up, and they have to like bandage him up and everything. And
Usopp's got a black eye and he's almost dead.
He's like, his like eyes like swollen shut and everything, and like fucking Mr. Three's like missing teeth and everything, and it's like it's really funny. Again, it's accurate to the anime. How they all have those like crazy like fucked up faces when they're beaten up and everything. The doctors just stand there with their hands up like, yes, we're doctors. Help us, we're doctors.
Yes, we're doctors.
Did you like when Hero like blew himself up for fun? Because he was dying for real.
Yeah.
He was not cured.
Yeah, that was really fun.
He was in fact not cured, and he ate the poison mushroom that Chopper gave him, not knowing.
He is my son.
That was it's really emotional. That was very heavy. Oh yeah, let's talk about like the weird fucking like the army. Can we talk about that?
Oh yeah, let's talk about when One Piece became like fucking Elden Ring or Dark Souls or some shit.
Episode 8 with the army.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, excuse me? What the hell is that?
Yeah, so while episode 7 was all about setting up Chopper's backstory and everything, the last episode of the season is purely like, okay, we're gonna get ready to fight Wapol and his forces, I guess. I can't say for myself personally that, and this isn't like a critique, it's just how I feel, that this finale was as like uberly hyped as season 1's finale, where they take on all of Arlong's dudes. But it was still really cool to see all of that kind of come to an end. And there's something that my mom brought up, and it's a very, very interesting point that I'm kind of, the more I rewatch season 2 through either our reactions I recorded or other people reacting, I'm understanding more and more what she means by what she meant by what she said. So I'll get into that a little later. But yeah. What are your thoughts on the finale?
I thought it was pretty good to make Drum Island the finale. Interesting choice, which is like why they had to, do that weird army thing and make it seem like more of a threat because it was a finale and they wanted to have like a big epic final battle.
Yeah. Usopp and Zoro needed something to do.
Yeah, they needed something to do, but that was cool because they got to fight and it was really fun. Usopp was really funny. I love that moment where it's just like he looks over and sees the guy next to him and he's like, ah!
Yeah.
That shit was really funny. Wapol just like walking into the freaking castle.
Guys, like, hey guys,
secret entrance.
What's up? Yeah.
Like, hey, what's up? It's like, how the hell did you get in here?
It's like no
and
real
that's when
like.
He has the, like, what the hell is he doing moment, and Luffy's like stretching, getting ready for it. But oh my god, Vivi, she's so badass there.
Yes.
Like, I, Nefertari Vivi, am no coward, and she just slaps him.
Decks him in the face. It's like,
That
payback.
That probably hurt her hand. But
she wouldn't have shown it though. Yeah, the fight was cool. It was, I don't know if I would say short. It felt like it went by kind of quick. Because it has to jump around between like Chopper and Sanji versus the other dudes, and then like Usopp and Zoro against the army. So there was a lot happening in the finale. I'm not saying like, oh, this didn't feel as hype because like there wasn't enough action. It's just, I don't know. I think the stakes, while still pretty high, like, I don't know. There's something about the stakes from season 1's finale and how somehow in the ending point of ending it there and not. I understand that, Logtown not being in season 1 to cap off, the entirety of East Blue. Oh, the entirety of that saga is all encapsulated in one season. Like, well, that would be a really weird finale. That does feel like a very transitionary point.
Yeah.
And again, with the way these sagas and things work in the anime, how it just kind of continues to flow and flow and flow, versus here where there has to be, in these more Western-based TV shows, there has to be like a beginning, middle, end. And part of the reason, I'll just get into it super briefly, why my mom thought there was a bit of a weird pacing issue is because the main thing was, for her, she felt there was a disconnect between like the A story and B story, or that the B story with like Smoker in them wasn't as prevalent as in season 1. I mean, you even barely see Garp and Helmeppo and Kobe in this one. They're only there for like, I think, an episode.
Yeah, they're just there in one episode, which is unfortunate. I wish they had more screen time.
Yeah, and what my mom said she liked about season 1 is that there is this fine balance of following the pirates, Luffy and them, and then following the Marines. And you keep bouncing between them all throughout the season. And then here, there was a point where she forgot Smoker and them were even there, because we stopped, as she says, we kind of stopped all of that to then dive into Chopper's backstory. And again, Chopper's story and everything is, of course, needed, but like, I guess she felt there wasn't enough Smoker and Tashigi and all of them. The Marines, basically. Like, they really, really, took this season to show off Baroque works. Because they need to be set up a little bit more properly, so that way we see them again in Alabasta. Because there are plenty more members we have not seen yet, so we are getting there. But I did tell my mom, I was like, well, if you're one of your biggest issues with this season is that the Marines weren't shown as much, and you think there's kind of a disconnect between the AB story, that might be resolved in season 3, because I remember Smoker and Tashigi do have a bit of a bigger role in Alabasta proper. So
yeah,
I think there might be more bouncing between like Luffy and them taking on all these guys to get to Croc and do all that and figure out Robin's deal, and then with Smoker and them kind of after sort of the same thing. So we'll see how that all evens out later. I think there was one more thing. Okay, yeah, so then with the Alabasta saga being all of these arcs and then the Alabasta arc proper, this probably for me, why this doesn't feel as like crazily hyped as a season finale is because it's not supposed to be. Like how you kind of hinted at that earlier, like this is technically the middle of the entire saga, because Alabasta is that chock full of content. So all these little places that they're going to, it's Luffy and them traveling and getting through all these Baroque Works guys, and then meeting Vivi, and then seeing how she has to get back to her kingdom. So everything, as I think Smoker or somebody says it, everything leads into Alabasta. So like, I see we see how we're gonna get there and how all of that happens, but like, this is kind of smack dab in the middle of the saga. So again, the story doesn't just end here, but they have to make this season finale of this TV show feel like a proper ending to this season, while still setting up the next one. Versus, the end of Drum Island and then going into Alabasta proper, where like it just kind of flows from one episode to the next, one saga to the next. So they had to kind of like make this feel like finale-ish, I guess.
Yeah, but I think they did a good job at making it feel like a finale, even like when it wasn't in the anime.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, there were stakes and everything. It's not like I think it's even a bad episode, because I definitely don't. But I think that's why it might feel weird. If anyone thinks it feels weird, I feel that might be why.
Yeah.
But in splitting this between 2 seasons, because this saga is fucking huge, like, I can't really see any other way to do it. So, I mean, I'm taking what I've been given, and I'm not upset about it. But I do realize that it might feel If there was anything to critique this season besides Buggy saying shit 5 billion times again or whatever, like, I feel it might be that, but I'm not sure if anyone else would even feel the same way. But I just felt it was worth bringing up. Because it was the only real critique my mom had as well, was like that A-B thing and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we probably could have gotten maybe a little more with Smoker and Tashigi, but I think what we got, especially since they had so much to get through and show us,
Yeah.
that, you know, I think what we got was still pretty good.
Yeah, no, for sure. Again, it's a lot of setup. And this season, too, while feeling still like a full, complete package, is literally all just set up for Alabasta. I mean, I think even Smoker and Tashigi's role in this season is to properly have them show up more prominently in Season 3. Which is probably why they're not shown as much. That could be why. I'm not too sure, but I'm just speculating. But, too, I think they felt, okay, it's been a while since we've had another member of the team, so here's Chopper, and he gets recruited. And they do it in such an awesome One Piece way, which is how the anime does it, where they really lean into his kind of Rudolph-inspired, you know, little intricacies here and there. He gets made fun of for his blue nose. It's snowing in Drum Island, so it feels very Christmassy in a way. Even when he's pulling the sleigh out, and they're about to ride down, if you listen to the score even in the background, it kind of sounds like Jingle Bells in a way. So, like, they're really leaning in. They're really leaning into, like, the very... they're not trying to say, oh, it's Christmas, but, like, they're trying to lean in a little into the Christmassy undertones of Chopper's whole... I mean, he is a reindeer, obviously, so, like, them sliding down, and it looks like they're, like, flying through, like, you know, through the sky, and their silhouette gets reflected in the moon. It's so cool. It's
cool.
kind of magical, almost, in a way, too. It's really nice.
It's Christmassy.
It's Christmas. But, is there anything else you want to mention? I think we've done it. I think we went through everything.
I think we went through everything we could. Like, the only thing we could do is, like, you know, talk about what we expect for Season 3.
Yes. God, I don't even... So we're going to Alabasta. I'm hoping we get giant, funny crab boy. I love him. I love his weird, creepy smile.
Oh God, I forgot about that thing.
They have to keep him looking like that. Something tells me they won't, but I hope they do.
Yeah, we gotta get that. We gotta get Eyelash.
Yes, Eyelash. I almost forgot about him. Was it him or her? I actually don't remember. Eyelash, a boy or a girl?
Eyelash was a guy.
Okay.
We did get the dinosaurs with 40 lashes.
That's true. 40 lashes. The way Vivi pronounced it in with her funny, cute little accent, we're gonna get Karu next season.
Karu? Yes. I really hope we get Karu. Let's see.
We're gonna see Pell.
We're gonna see Pell. He's gonna die. Pell is totally gonna die.
Calling it now.
But you know what? I don't care as long as I get to see him because I love Pell. Hope we get some cool moments. We're gonna get a fight. We're gonna get a cool fight between Crocodile and Luffy.
Hell yeah. Let's see if he uses his blood or his sweat. As they changed it in the 4Kids version.
Yeah. I'm angry and I'm wet.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot more of Robin, so I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I believe too we're gonna get our first mention of the poneglyphs, right?
Yes.
I don't know if my mic's picking that up, but the horny police are out there. They're looking for me because we're talking about Robin. Oh Jesus, they're really chasing somebody. Yeah, I think we're going to see that. So, again, so much more lore. Oh, I guess that's something we didn't mention, too. The Will of D. Dude, Kureha drops it like the way she does in the anime.
That's right. She says the will of D lives on. It's like, well, what? And people are like, what's the will of D? And then us
Good
anime
question.
watchers are like, we still don't know.
Good question. We'll get back to you on that when we find out.
I don't even think manga readers know what the will of D is.
Shit. Yeah, probably not. I don't know. I mean, we're still far away enough from the main current things that I'm still not fully sure what even Joy Boy is or who that is or whatever. So, there's still...
Let's just say, from what I know, the best way to describe it is like Luffy is a reincarnation of this guy.
Okay. Well, there's a heck of spoiler for everybody. I didn't even know that. I mean, speaking of things I don't know either, a lot with the Giants, speaking of Elbaf and everything, even down to, I love the fucking song that plays in the credits there. Their little theme, the theme that plays too when they're taking off. I fucking love that song. It's so cool. But, two, they're being very vague in the lyrics about some stuff that I don't even know. It has to do with Luffy and, like, Nika or whatever.
Oh, you mean,
I don't even know.
Yeah,
Don't tell me much.
You mean Pray to the Sun?
Yeah. Don't tell me anything you
Pray
might know.
to the sun, pray to the
I
sun,
love that
pray,
song.
oh, pray.
It's so good. It's so good. But I don't know what they're referring to. Like, it's shit that's like more in the current story. And I was reading comments. Thankfully, I wasn't really spoiled. But people who are up to date were like, "Man, the foreshadowing here is insane." I'm like, "What does it mean? What does it mean?"
What does it mean?
But don't tell me because I don't want to know too early. But no, yeah, like I said, they are setting shit up. Like, they are either referencing things, name dropping things, or just straight up like alluding to shit that doesn't happen for way freaking longer. But again, they're setting things up so that way the payoff can come if we do happen to get there way later in this iteration. And I'm hoping that we do, because again, I want to see those payoffs. So yeah, as far as what they are going to set up, we're going to see Ace. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, totally gonna see Ace. That's gonna be awesome. We might see Hina.
Okay. Oh, you're right. Oh, do you think we'll see Django then? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And if we see him, we'll probably see Full Body again.
Oh, true. Yeah. There are plenty of characters. God, that's what I love about this franchise, I guess you could say. You know, it's just so chock full of it's kind of the gift and the curse of it running for so long and being so huge, that you have world building up the booty hole. Like, oh my god, the amount of world building that this show does, that the anime does. And, you know, manga did it first, anime is following suit, and then, you know, how they again adapted over for this version. It's really sick. They're trying to stick as close as humanly possible to all of these things. And again, there are certain things like introducing Brook and Sabo so early, and Barto, but then also again, like name dropping the Will of D or stuff like that, and like those are things that were dropped around that time. That was one thing I definitely remember, was Kureha like dropping that in the anime as they were leaving. Like, that was not too soon, too early. That is exactly when they dropped it. Because there's also the reveal that it's not Gold Roger, he was known as Gold D Roger. So things like that, it's really cool that you're gonna, you know, we're getting a lot more context. I mean, they alluded to things with I don't know why I'm trying to keep it vague, but you know, with Roger telling Garb in a flashback in episode 1, you know, I have a son, so I want you kind of, you know,
right, you
to keep him safe and all that.
The funniest thing is like seeing people watch this for the first time and like we have now convinced so many people that Luffy is Roger's son.
That's true. Well, people again who don't know the anime but are watching, you know, Opla as it comes out, were thinking that too. And there's still plenty of reason for a lot of people to believe that that's the case, and they're all almost kind of setting that up to tease people like that's what it is, even though we know that's not the truth. Because they're really trying to, bring Dragon in, and people are like, well, who's that? And it's like, oh, well, wait until you find out, right? So, like, they're trying to keep a lot of this mystery of, like, okay, so who's that character, and how is this guy going to connect to this, and, like, what's the Will of D, and what does that even mean? And so and also, too, because they also dropped Garp's full name, Monkey D. Garp, and that wasn't the thing I think they even did in Season 1. So,
Yeah.
it's setting up all of these, like, underlying lore things, so I can't wait until we get to, like, the fucking, what was it, the ancient weapons or something, and, like, the poneglyphs, and the Void Sentry. There's still a ton that they have to, like, show off, so, and start, like, setting up for. I think those are the things I'm looking forward to the most in Season 3, like, how much further are they going to take it, how much higher can we get, as it were.
Right. Can we get much higher? The One Piece is real.
It is, yeah. Oh, can we talk about that real quick? Just super briefly, like, dropping Blackbeard this early, and also, like, I don't know, something about that's crazy, because I couldn't remember. Did they name drop him that early in the anime?
No, I don't.
Or did we not see him first, and then find out, oh, he's Blackbeard?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we see him first, and then find out later.
So what I'm hoping for, that said, because they've already made him out to be this malicious guy, and that's not really revealed until way later in the anime. So I'm hoping, because Dalton has to explain it. So I'm wondering if they're gonna explain it and drop his name, and we have no idea what he looks like, and then when they introduce him, physically in the flesh, that, like, they're not gonna say his name. So then all of us know, oh shit. But then, like, people who don't know will be like, who's that guy? And then with him being so, like, vague about, like, which era was he talking about? Was it Luffy's era or something or other? With it's an iconic line. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting it at the moment. But, like, him having this kind of drunken conversation with Luffy, and Luffy has no fucking idea who he is. Like, that's gonna be really cool to see in live action. As long as they don't name drop him right then and there to confirm that's who that is, because with the hindsight of us knowing in live action that he's already this malicious dude, you kind of don't know what to think of him when you first see him in the anime. And then you find out, oh, he's fucking powerful as hell. Also, he's, like, super gonna, like, wreck shit, and he's not a good guy. So I'm wondering how they're gonna handle that.
I don't know. But, like, that's, that's what we find out, is that, he was the one who ran Wappo out of the kingdom.
Yes. The conversation that we're super paying attention to, and not looking
that
at
we totally
Robin's fucking legs or whatever.
I was just looking at her outfit at first. I was like, damn, that outfit's so cool. And then she, like, sits down and she crosses her legs. And I was like, is she wearing fishnets? And you're like, oh.
I didn't. Oh, I went, oh my god, Aaron. And that's what I did. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for Season 3, and I can't wait for all of the this country and this kingdom, because they love to say that a lot in One Piece, and they were doing it a lot in this season. So I was like, well, good to see that they're keeping that intact. But it's just gonna keep getting crazy. It's just gonna keep getting crazier. So I'm excited. That's all I can say. I think I'm done. Those are my thoughts. Season 2 was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm going to, keep checking the news on the the Opla server that I'm in. Like, I check that all the time. That's how I always keep up to date on Opla stuff.
Yes. Oh man. Well, that is Opla One Piece Into the Grand Line. Very, very good. I can't wait for Alabastard.
Alabastard.
Tune in next time. And, well, the VidGames podcast is not where Season 3 will be. But when we find out where we're going to talk about that, you guys will know. Obviously, check us out on Destination Mark and Miharu the Fox for where we're going to be doing more podcast stuff outside of this one. Like I said before, I alluded to it, we're going to probably migrate this concept for this podcast into a different channel or my channel or something, so we will talk about season 3, just not here. But yeah, I think that's it. Chopper.
Chopper is so cute. Everyone go buy your Chopper plushies right now.
Go buy the plushies, buy the ones with him crying his eyes out.
Yes.
And then get him much higher.
And then lift him up and get him much higher.
And he'll say shit.